I was really hoping to get one of the Arizona audit videos out here today, but as of recording, it looks like they're still running through the results in the Senate, so can't really report on stuff that's not exactly finished yet, because what we've seen right now is just a stunning lack of consistency from the left. I know, right? And I know that this doesn't have anything to do with what we got here, but we're going on the fly. Here's just my preliminary thoughts, okay? Because it apparently seems like there was leaked documents there last night. I don't know how and why they got leaked, but whatever. 45,000, just about over 4 times the margin of victory, okay, in Arizona there. Looks like they're going for Biden, maybe. I don't know, okay? Nobody really knows at this point because there's conflicting results. There's some shit that's still up for discussion. There's some holes to be filled, and again, that's why we're going to be waiting for the hearing to finish, so it'll be tomorrow, but okay, that's just a little bit of upfront. So again, who really gives a shit who won? Because nothing can really fucking happen at this point in time anyways. So it's more or less just figuring out if there's any holes to fill. And 45,000 fucking votes, I think that's a big old hole to fill. Anyway, speaking about big holes to fill, Kamala Harris, we found out where the fuck she is. Yeah, she had this, I guess, maybe if you're just a lonely fucking drunken box wine housewife, maybe you know, and she was going to be on The View here today, I guess. I don't know. But a little incredible turn of events here. So Kamala Harris all jabbed up and wearing her mask, and she was going to be on set, I guess, maybe for an interview on The View, because instead of going down to the border and making sure everything got cleaned up appropriately, apparently the encampments have all just been swept up and all that shit. So Del Rio's back to normal, I guess. Where did all the migrants go? Don't know. Probably got flown into the interior a little bit further. But anyways, yeah, Kamala gave an interview to Joy Behar, one of the most respected journalists, I guess. Whatever, the fucking old Yenta herself. And there was supposed to be, 2 other broads on the panel as well. Sonny Hostin and Anna Navarro. There we go, Anna Navarro. It looks like they popped positive for the coof, even though they are all fully vaccinated. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? We actually got to turn on that as well. But anyways, let's get the initial story out of the way first. The View hosts test positive for COVID are asked to leave before Kamala Harris interview. Yeah, you can't even be in a picture-in-picture. It can only be just Kamala Harris and Joy Behar. These are how fucking scared these people are of the coof, right? 2 View hosts were asked to leave the set Friday. Asked to leave the set, like, take your shit and fuck off. Get out of here. Right before an interview with the Vice President Kamala Harris, because they both tested positive for COVID-19. Oh, that sucks. And a big fat Navarro and Sonny Hostin. I don't know. We're on the ABC program with fellow hosts Joy Behar and Sarah Haynes. I don't know who that is either. The show returned after its first commercial break, and they were asked to leave. They were already on the set. Okay, they were already on the set, and then they got their test results back. They were on a tight ship over there at ABC. They were asked to leave the set by the producer, according to a clip from the show. I don't care enough to watch it, and we got an update anyways. Then Navarro and Hostin were ushered off the set and presumably, I don't know, dunked in a tank, because that's how you figure out if somebody's tested positive or not. I don't know what kind of gimmicks they run. Then the show returned after a second break. Behar said her co-hosts tested positive for COVID-19, the illness that causes, yes, the China virus. No matter how hard we try, these things happen. They probably had a breakthrough case, and they'll be okay, I'm sure, because they're both vaccinated. The vaccines, breakthrough cases, only happens with the... Oh, okay, cool. And the vice president is being prepped for her arrival. They clean the table. It doesn't linger on surfaces, you fucking assholes. But okay, cool. Continue to just virtue signal. Or just purposely mislead people. They clean the table. They wash their hands. Oh, okay, cool. I guess that's important to point out. Whatever. Everybody is getting all cleaned up, and she'll be out here in a second. Yeah, so about that testing positive, by the way... yeah, both of them were false positives. Uh-oh! Sucks to suck. Okay, heavily promoted live appearance by Vice President Kamala Harris on ABC's The View Friday morning was repeatedly delayed and ended up as a remote 8-minute interview with the 2 co-hosts were pulled from the set. Yeah, like I said, it still had to be a picture-in-picture because they caught the coof. Do they have a clip of this in here? As you can see the two wildebeests at the end of the table there, and then all of a sudden they're just told, I don't know, maybe they got something in their fucking ear, and they're just quickly ushered off stage. And then they conducted the interview as if it could have been done, I don't know, from the vice president's office, presumably because it is Harris underneath the desk. But hey, cool. I'm glad both of these women with obvious comorbidities are going to be fine. They've received the vaccine, so even if they did test positive, it just looks like they'd be all right anyways. But anyways, moving on to something tangentially related, I guess. Black Lives Matter leader calls vaccine mandates racist. Yay! I love to see this happen. Promises uprising against ID system. Yep. All of that cognitive dissonance from the people out there that vaccine passports are great, but voter ID is racist. How about both of them are racist if you want to follow that logic? Okay. A Black Lives Matter leader is threatening an uprising over mandatory vaccinations and a vaccine passport in New York City. Yeah, because it would disproportionately affect, and it already is, minority communities. And that's why I've been wondering, it's like, when is somebody going to be fucking standing up to this and that side of the aisle? Well, it took not but a couple of weeks, I guess. They run it on CPT. New York City vaccine mandate began September 13th. It requires proof of vaccination entry to certain public spaces, most public spaces, including gyms, which, oh, you cocksuckers, restaurants and bars, unless a person has an approved medical exemption. New York officials call the program the Key to New York City Pass. Yeah, it's real cool. Hawk Newsome, sweet name, the co-founder and chairman of Black Lives Matter of Greater New York, argues the vaccines, or the mandates, are fundamentally racist. That's good. Given the low rate of vaccination rates in the black community. Some 85.6% of black people in the state of New York remain without one dose. 85.6% unvaccinated rate. That's a bitch. I think in a perfect world, vaccine requirements should be business by business. But it could be a slippery slope, so the mandate should be removed completely. Wow, awfully libertarian stance by Hawk. It's not going to be white men in suits on Wall Street who are going to get stopped. There's such hypocrisy in this thing. The Examiner points out some 70% of black people in New York City ages 18 to 44 have not received the injection. And no kids is lining up for that, obviously. There's a variety of reasons claimed and a lag of shots, including religious beliefs and the distrust in the government. In the black community, not trusting the government? Oh my god, I can't fucking believe it. It's black people who have a natural distrust of the vaccine. Yeah, they've heard stories about what happened to their grandparents being medically tested upon. He cited the Tuskegee syphilis study. I'm going to do the same, but he beat me to it. As, of course, a black guy's a little bit faster. As an example of historic distrust by black people in the United States medical community, despite the facts that vaccines are accessible to people of all racial groups. BLMGNY is advocating for the complete abolition of vaccine requirements, not only in the city, but also on a national level. I stand with Black Lives Matter on that one issue. You know who else I stand with more? Norway. COVID can now be compared to the flu as country removes pandemic restrictions. Wow, that's awfully anti-science now, isn't it? I think you're supposed to be scared, right? I'm totally going to be moving to Norway. They got some beautiful women over there, so that's pretty fucking dope. Norway will end all COVID-19 related restrictions starting Saturday, September 25th. Probably like right about now. I don't know what the time change is, but it should be rolling up here right quick. Probably by the time this gets published. It is 561 days since we introduced the toughest measures in Norway peacetime. Now the time has come to return to normal daily life. Prime Minister Erna Solberg. Is that a woman doing something? Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations. Or perhaps Erna's a very sturdy name. The virus can now be considered as one of several respiratory illnesses with seasonal variation, said Geir Bulkholm, the assistant director of the Norwegian Institute of Public Health. I'm sure all of their YouTube channels have been taken down. According to local media, in Norway, COVID-19 has been classified as a generally dangerous disease, but the official classification could change soon, he said. We are now in a new phase where we must look at the coronavirus as one of several respiratory diseases with seasonal variation, Bulkholm told the news outlet VG, referring to the China virus. This is because the vast majority of those at risk are protected. Huh. So which science are these guys following? Because I kind of like what they're putting down. Norway will no longer require businesses to implement social distancing measures, and it will also allow sports and cultural venues as well as restaurants to use their full capacity, the Prime Minister's office said. Nightclubs are also reopened under the new guidelines. Oh my god, they're literally going to kill everybody, right? If you take all of your talking points from Twitter. We have lived a long time with strict measures at the borders, and this has been important in combating imported infections. When we now move onto a normal everyday life, the government proposes a gradual reduction of the restrictions to the entry of the country. This will take place under close supervision. The Minister of Justice and Emergency Management, Monica Mæland, I'm sure it's something Norwegian and a little bit difficult to pronounce, but close enough, said in a statement and the government's website, according to the translation. Prime Minister warned, however, it's not all sunshine and happiness, that those who do contract COVID-19 must still go into isolation to avoid spreading the virus. Yeah, okay, if you're sick, stay at home and fucking wash your hands. No shit. Okay, obviously. So yeah, why doesn't the world want to follow fucking Norway's lead? Normally you have these democratic socialists who just point to these types of countries and say, oh, that's the policy we should be following. Okay, not that policy, the economic policy. Okay, not the clarification, but what I want. Okay, I just want your money. Hey man, they're leading the way. You'll love to see it. So yeah, tomorrow, or maybe you guys can hardly wait for the results of that audit. I don't know what it's going to fucking do anyways. You just see Twitter spurting out about it right now. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Enjoy the start of your weekend. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.